So most of programming is essentially about data management, manipulating, searching, sorting data, large chunks, small chunks, all sorts of data. So what we're going to look at right now is we're going to do a quick review of what an array is, which is the most basic form of storing collections of data. So if we remember, in C#, the very basic way of creating an array is first thing we need is a data type. So let's say, for example, I want to create an array of integers. I would do something like this. Int, open square bracket, close square bracket, give it a name. Let's say nums equals new int, and then I need to specify the size, how many elements I want to store. So let's say I want to hold 10 elements. And actually, you know what, let's simplify that. Let's control that, or let's back that up. Let's say 5 elements, just to keep it small. Now, if I want to access that data, all I need to do is I need to access it the same way I would access any other variable. The only difference is I need to indicate to the program which element I'm trying to refer to. So in order to do that, we need to remember how this data is visualized. So let's assume our memory looks something like this. And what happens is, actually, let's get rid of some of this. A little too big. There we go. So let's assume we have something like this, and this is our array, and our array is called nums. What happens is it is addressed, so numbered 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And from here we can see that we have a total of 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Address 0 through 4. It's just like ordering a pizza. If I order a pizza, the driver needs to know my address, but in order to know my address, it needs 2 pieces of information: the street, in this case nums, and the specific house number, in this case, which index value we're talking about. So we have indices 0 through 5. So if I want to change the value of index 2, the value stored at index 2, I simply write nums, square bracket, 2, and assign it a new value, let's say 5. So 5 is then stored right there. Of course, this is the easiest way to do it. I could also do it in the definition statement up here. Up at the top, if I know exactly the value of all the elements of my array, instead of having the semicolon right here, if it decides to go, there we go, I can actually open a squiggly bracket, or a brace, whatever you want to call it, and just start listing off the values. So let's say I have 3, 4, 5, 1, 0. I close the squiggly bracket and the semicolon. What that will do, I don't actually need this 5 anymore, because that value is actually calculated based on the values that I enter here. I entered 5 values, so it says, oh, you have 5 elements. So it automatically assigns the values on definition. And of course, you can change and manipulate it using the same commands as before. And that's how we deal with one-dimensional arrays.